Mr. and Mrs. Lewis, these seats were reserved. We'll need you to relocate to coach.
We purchased first-class tickets. We're not moving.
Sir, ma'am, let's not make this harder than it has to be.
No need. We'll step off. But you should know why we'll be following.
They had worked for years, ensuring the skies were safe for everyone. Yet that morning, as they boarded a routine flight, they became the targets of the very discrimination they fought against. A black couple, calm, composed, ticketed for first class, were suddenly told they didn't belong there. The eyes, the whispers, the silent judgment. It felt all too familiar. But the crew had no idea who they were dealing with. Because this couple wasn't just any passengers, they were federal inspectors from the FAA. And what happened next would shake the entire airline industry. Watch until the end. Wait a second. Tell us where you're watching from in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more powerful stories like this. Michael and Renee Turner were more than just travelers. They were senior FAA safety inspectors, professionals whose job was to monitor airline compliance and ensure fair treatment across the board. Married for over 10 years, they had spent their careers side by side working to make aviation safer and more inclusive. On that sunny morning, they were heading to a routine audit in Seattle. With first-class seats, standard for their position, booked weeks in advance. As they arrived at the gate, they smiled, exchanged quiet jokes, and prepared to relax for the flight. But something shifted when they handed over their boarding passes. The attendant's expression tightened. Her eyes flicked down, then back up, scanning them as if something didn't add up. The Turners brushed it off, maybe just a bad mood. But when they boarded the plane, the tension followed. And what should have been a calm flight quickly became something else entirely. They settled into their seats, grateful to rest before a long week ahead. But within minutes, the atmosphere changed. A flight attendant approached, her smile polite but strained. She asked to see their tickets again, then again, muttering something about a system error. A few rows ahead, other first-class passengers watched, whispering. Renee noticed the glances, how easily suspicion clung to their skin. The attendant returned, this time with a supervisor. "I'm sorry," she said in a tone that didn't sound sorry at all, "but you'll need to move to the back. These seats aren't yours." Michael calmly showed the boarding passes again, clearly marked 2A and 2B, but the supervisor insisted. "You must have been upgraded by mistake. We have premium passengers waiting." Premium. The word hung heavy in the air. Renee felt her throat tighten. Around them, a few passengers shifted uncomfortably, but no one spoke up. Michael could feel the weight of every eye in the cabin. They'd both trained flight crews for years, teaching sensitivity and equality, but now, those lessons were being ignored in real time. They gathered their belongings and walked the long, humiliating journey to the economy, their official badges still tucked in their bags. But this wasn't over. Not by a long shot, because this couple documented everything. Hours later, when the plane touched down, Michael and Renee didn't speak to the crew. They didn't argue. They waited. Once the passengers disembarked, they approached the captain, calm, professional, and revealed their FAA credentials. The captain froze. His face drained of color. The same crew who had dismissed and humiliated them now realized who they were. Inspectors, authorized to investigate discrimination, misconduct, and procedural violations within airlines. Michael handed over a sealed envelope. "We'll be in touch," he said quietly. Within 24 hours, a formal investigation began. Statements were taken, surveillance footage reviewed, and the airline, once so confident in its policies, found itself under the scrutiny of the very agency it was supposed to impress. The roles had reversed, and justice was now in their hands. The investigation revealed everything. The unnecessary ticket checks, the false claim of system error, and the supervisor's discriminatory behavior. The crew was suspended and mandatory diversity training was enforced across the airline's entire staff. But for Michael and Renee, the damage was deeper. It wasn't about punishment. It was about the quiet pain of being doubted, even after a lifetime of service. They had spent their careers protecting passengers, yet on that day, they were treated like intruders in a space they'd earned. Their story went viral, sparking national debate about racial bias in professional settings. And while policies changed, one question lingered. How many others experience this every day, unseen and unheard? Where are you watching from? Comment on your city and country below. Let's keep this conversation going. Take care.